One of these shots is from a brand new $1,000 folding flagship phone. The other is from a dedicated pocket-sized vlogging camera you can buy right now for under $400. One of them relies solely on a larger sensor, while the other one relies very heavily on AI computation. Drop a comment right now on which one you think is the smartphone, A or B. If you guessed that the footage from the smartphone is A, you are absolutely right. But honestly, looking at it in a studio monitor is one thing, but actually experiencing the use of it out in the streets is another. Let's talk about why the spec sheet lied to you. Both of these devices share a massive benefit, and that's the ability to hide it in plain sight. But of course, they go about it in different ways. And honestly, one of them is gonna hide it a bit better than the other. Let's start with the Z Flip 7. It's a phone, so everyone's gonna be used to seeing a phone outdoors because everyone has one. And then you have the Canon PowerShot V10. So this is a dedicated camera, and it doesn't look quite like a phone, but it kind of looks like a retro gaming device or apparatus. But either way, it's gonna blend in better than a massive camera setup like FX2, FX3, or even the smaller ones like the ZVE10 Mark 1 and 2. Now, where these two cameras really differentiate themselves from each other is their intended purpose. So obviously with the smartphone, it's your main device for calling, directions, your communication, everything that you do is usually on the smartphone in today's modern society. So if the battery were to drain on that device, it could provide a lot of, or create a lot of anxiety for the user. Whereas if you have the dedicated vlogging camera, you could still get some of that anxiety. The battery doesn't last long enough for your project, but it's different versus the device actually being important for your every day-to-day use. The Canon PowerShot V10 is pretty much unanimously considered to have bad battery life. It's just enough to get most of the projects done, but if you have to, after you shoot that, start recording B-roll with it, then it could be problematic. On the other hand, with the Z Flip 7, you're gonna have better battery life because the main purpose of the device is not just to record video, so they need it to last longer. They give it a very big battery. And that's, I guess, the benefit of having a device that was designed to last you all day for multiple different purposes. It's gonna be kind of overkill for a camera, which is awesome. In continuation with the fact that it's a device that was designed for more than just recording video, there's a chance that you would get notification or a call while you're recording your project that will interrupt you. And depending on how well you can ignore it, it could actually stop your production. For example, for me, if I get a notification or a call, I might be able to keep on recording, but it's gonna be a noticeable pause, and I'm gonna be curious as to who's calling, what's calling, or what is the calling about, or who is messaging me. And that's exactly where a dedicated camera is gonna come in, because all it does is record. You're not gonna get any notification pop-ups or anything like that, no calls, nothing. It's just gonna be there to record you. Unless of course you get the overheating warning, but that's kind of an important one because, you know, if the camera's gonna overheat, you're gonna want to wrap up that segment and let it cool down. But besides that, everything else is gonna be dedicated to the project. All right, so now let's get into the fun stuff, the specs, because this is where things get very interesting between these two devices. So let's start off with the sensor size, because that's a very important number, even though it's not the end-all be-all. But the Canon PowerShot V10 has a 1-inch sensor, which when compared to the Z Flip 7 is a very large sensor. So the sensor size matters for a couple things. It helps you to get more light in, so you get a cleaner video or photo. But in this case, we're talking about videos. And it helps to give you that background separation, that background blur, or bokeh, the official term. Now, that's not all that it takes for premium videos, because you also need to worry about aperture. At a certain point, a wide aperture is going to benefit you more than a larger sensor. So, for example, the Z Flip 7 actually looks like it gives you a bit more of a blurry background than the Canon PowerShot V10 because of this aperture difference. With the Canon PowerShot V10, you can adjust the aperture so it's not stuck at that 2.8. You can make it smaller so that you can keep your shutter speed at that 180-degree rule, which is basically 1 over double your frame rate. On top of that, it also has a built-in ND filter to basically put sunglasses in front of the sensor so you can have a wider aperture without having to adjust your shutter speed. Once again, saving you from having that super clinical smartphone look on your video. On the other side of the conversation, the Z Flip 7 has a fixed aperture. So that basically leaves your shutter speed as a way to control how much light goes into your sensor when you're recording video. The next thing that I want to talk about is going to be the microphones, because there's a bit of a difference on these I've noticed while using them. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over to using the onboard mics for both the phone and the Canon PowerShot V10 for this segment. This is the Canon PowerShot V10 on the onboard mics. So what I have noticed though when recording with the PowerShot's onboard mics is that it doesn't exactly cancel out background noise at all. It just picks up everything, and so you're gonna have to reduce a lot of that background noise in post-production. So with the Z Flip 7, I have noticed that when compared to the Canon PowerShot V10, it does provide some more separation from the background noise to your main subject. The second thing is that when I'm editing audio from the Z Flip 7, I noticed that it's actually very bassy, and the highs are actually what is lacking a little bit. So in post-production, to get that better audio, you're gonna have to raise the highs a bit, maybe even the mids a little bit as well, to get a more balanced sound. The next major hardware difference is gonna be the stabilization. So with modern phones, especially the flagships, you have optical stabilization, at least on your main sensor. So that's gonna be much better than relying solely on electronic stabilization, which is what the Canon PowerShot V10 has. The Canon does not have optical image stabilization, so it fully relies on electronic. I will say though, I think the electronic stabilization on that Canon PowerShot V10 is actually pretty good, so I'm not gonna knock it too much. We just gotta keep it on a slow pace and not make it too jarring. So it's not gonna be good for hiking or anything, but for regular vlogging in city streets or in a park, you're not, walking at a brisk pace, it's gonna be perfectly fine. So what's the verdict? For the vast majority of people, the Galaxy Z Flip 7 is going to be the better option. With the phone, you get longer continuous recording, longer overall battery life, substantially smoother footage right out of the box with its built-in optical image stabilization plus electronic stabilization. Plus, if you already have this phone in your pocket, then it represents no additional cost. But despite all the advantages of the smartphone, I still decided to go with the Canon V10 to record when I'm out and about. I am intentionally choosing to use the $400 inferior product over the $1,000 obviously superior product, but it's for a couple of main reasons. At this point in my journey, having the separate device definitely improves my creativity and gives me that disconnection that I need from my everyday life. When the Canon PowerShot V10 turns on, I am a creator, and everything else just has to wait until I'm done. The spec sheets will always tell you, go for the more expensive product. But the real world experience is more than just pure specs. It's also about usability and other maybe psychological impacts that it might have. Sometimes disconnecting and even limiting your camera's capabilities can actually bring out more creativity. Let me know down in the comments which workflow better fits your needs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.